Dang, dude. I'll meet you at the top, dude. All right, Siler, how old are you?
I am 13.
And what is your favorite thing to do?
Favorite thing to do is probably basketball.
And how long have you been playing?
I've been playing basketball for like 6 years.
Hold on, so take a look at your hands right now. Hold them up. This guy's got Michael Jordan hands. And with basketball, what's your goal with that long term?
Well, I want to play for like a USA men's like 23 and under team when I'm young, but my main goal is to play in the Paralympics one day.
And how long have you been in a wheelchair?
My whole life. Well, I've been using a wheelchair since I was like 2.
And what would you say is the biggest obstacle to someone who uses a wheelchair?
Definitely going up the stairs.
So you've been in this house for about 6 years?
Yeah.
And so every day for 6 years, because your bedroom is all the way upstairs, and this is what you do every day.
Yeah.
And it's the fastest way up the stairs?
Oh, yeah.
So if you're crawling up the stairs, what do you do when you get to the top, since obviously your chair didn't come with you?
Usually I just have to crawl to wherever I'm trying to get, use a lot of upper body.
Have you ever thought about having an elevator in your house?
No, because it's expensive, and I never thought we would have the money for it.
Today, all that's going to change.
Yeah.
A huge thanks to MOVA for sponsoring this video. We're going to give Siler an elevator, and we're going to install it right here in his bedroom.
Installing an elevator in your bedroom is actually a whole lot easier and a whole lot harder than you might think. And obviously, an elevator goes between 2 floors. In this house, we have the living room downstairs and Siler's bedroom upstairs. And as you can see, he really likes basketball. We'll be chopping a huge hole in his floor, as well as demolishing a closet and one of the walls in Siler's current bedroom, to extend his room out into the hallway. The first step in building our elevator is to chop out the drywall ceiling in the living room below.
All right, we already ran into our first little problem. Take a look at this. So obviously the elevator needs to sit right here and come up through the floor, but we have these electrical wires running through the top, so we got to relocate those, as well as the HVAC. We'll probably just pull this back and stub it here. I'm not sure why they had 2 in the same room. Minor issues, pretty easy to resolve.
And of course, the MOVA V70 Ultra Complete will be keeping us company and robotically cleaning up after us as we go. Watch it pole vault up and over one of the beams we left laying around. It's an impressive little unit, but we'll talk more about him later.
Nice.
Aside from just cutting out a hole in Siler's floor, we also have to remove a closet and relocate one wall of his bedroom out into a hallway to make up for some of the floor space we lose when we install the elevator. It'll make more sense when you see it here in a second.
You never know what you're gonna find.
That is hilarious. All the toys too.
There you go. What do you think, dude?
It looks great. It's gonna be so cool.
A little bit different than it used to, eh?
Yeah, way different.
Now that it's time to cut out the structural beams in the floor, we have to add a temporary support wall to keep the upstairs, the upstairs. If we don't add structural reinforcements and joist hangers to the ceiling, the entire upstairs might become the downstairs, if you catch my drift. It also might be a good idea to check in with your parents at this point of the process to make sure they're cool with you installing an elevator in your bedroom.
We've had these 2 supports supporting the joist that we cut here while we've reinforced the beams running this way and this way. So as we take off these metal supports, it's the moment of truth to see if the ceiling remains on the ceiling and not, becoming the floor. Basically, the load of the floor above us now ties into this huge beam here, which then forks out and rests on top of the long wall over on that far side. Making the perfect place for our elevator, we're gonna cut the hole out right here. The elevator will come down and rest on the floor. And there we go. Nice work, Alex. The ceiling is still on the ceiling.
With the floor joist gone, it's time to pull back the carpet in Siler's room and let Siler himself do the honors of cutting out the plywood.
And this right here, where Tyson is standing, is where the elevator is gonna be. It'll be a bit bigger when we're actually finished with it. You ready to cut a hole in your bedroom floor?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. You got the jigsaw right there. Safety first. Here's your glasses.
We're being super careful this time around. Letting a huge chunk of wood free fall to the ground below with someone underneath would be very unwise of us.
Coming down. Let's see if you can make it through the floor.
Oh, frick.
So close.
There it is.
First try. We have drywallers making a mess down here, as well as carpet installers making a mess upstairs, which will all be cleaned and paid for by MOVA. They've been a super cool company to work with.
Now that we have our hole cut in the floor, it's time to start assembling the elevator. The pole-lock elevator we are installing with Western stair lifts uses a central ring beam around the hole we just cut. This is made out of steel. And we have two super long extruded aluminum rails that lay up against the wall.
Nice.
These pass up from the living room below into Siler's bedroom up top. The extruded aluminum beams have grooves on the inside that let the rollers from the elevator cabin track up through the ceiling, kind of like a train.
Quick update of where we are at. There are the two rails that we have anchored into the floor, and they extend all the way up, and they are bolted into the ceiling up there as well. The transition, let me show you that really quick. The transition is super important because this is where the rollers are gonna sit inside of these rails, and so this lip has to be super smooth so that the rollers don't catch on it. Because if the rollers catch on that lip, there'll be a little bump every time Siler goes up into his bedroom, and we don't want that to happen. And you might be like, hey Jerry, now that we have the rails, how in the world does the cabin get pulled up into the ceiling? And that happens with an electric motor. The motor that Pollock uses to hoist the cabin up into the second floor weighs about 200 pounds, so we are installing a temporary bracket that the motor can use to hoist itself up to the second level. The whole thing installs in a regular residential 120 volt outlet, which makes the installation a whole lot easier. The motor on the Pollock elevator is going to live permanently on the ceiling of the house instead of embedded in the cabin like it is on my wife's elevator.
The electric motor for the elevator will live up at the very top of both of those rails, where it will very quietly hoist and lower the cabin through the opening in the floor. The elevator can hold about 500 pounds, so Siler could technically bring a small piano with him upstairs if he wants. And there's a small battery backup near the top motor, so if the power ever goes out at the house, he has enough juice to make it down to the main floor in an emergency. My mom always told me that I have to clean up my mess before I can play with my new toys, so let's check in with the robot who made this whole project possible. He's got little arms and legs that can clean every nook and cranny in the house. It's called the MOVA V70 Ultra Complete, and you can get a $200 discount at the link in the description. He's called the Ultra Complete because even though he's a circle, both his vacuum brush and circular mop pads can kick out to scoop up and clean up all the dust out of super tight corners or around chair legs, giving him 3 times more coverage than your average robot mop. With a 42,000 pascals of suction power, it can suck up all the dust we created cutting open Siler's floor. Then it can bring it back to the base station, where the station itself can then vacuum out the vacuum. The base station is also where it can pre-soak the mop pads and send the V70 out to mop all the hard floors and tiles in the house. And luckily, we have an elevator. The MOVA V70 can generate a map for the upstairs as well as clean multiple stories, up to 4 levels at a time.
Camera monitoring.
Aside from the 6.7-inch max reach, it can also climb up and over obstacles, up to 3.5 inches tall, like thresholds. Then, after it's done mopping, it can head back to the base station where 20 precision, near-boiling hot water jet spray nozzles can clean the mop pads for completely hands-free dock maintenance. Robots are pretty cool, and he even has a 3-year warranty. The integrated cameras and sensor tower up top can recognize and avoid more than 300 types of household obstacles. I'm not sure if an elevator is one of those, but we're gonna find out, especially now that it's time for Siler's first ride. If you need your own home clean, that $200 discount code for the MOVA V70 Ultra Complete is linked in the description.
Moment of truth. You ready to try out the elevator for the first time?
Yeah.
Easy. Didn't even use the handrails. Okay, closing the door. Alright, do you remember how to do it?
There it is.
Alright. I'll meet you at the top, dude.
Wow, this is crazy.
There he comes. Got the motor up top. Alright, I think door unlock button, and then just roll back. Yeah, just like that.
Perfect.
Nice, dude. That was your first ride.
Great. It's kind of scary going up because it's like really high. Dang, that was great.
And now you're up here with your chair.
Yeah.
But you might be like, hey Jerry, what if Siler's going inside the elevator and he's going down and someone's standing underneath it? Will they get turned into a pancake? And now is the time to find out.
Going down. Oh, you gotta hurry, you gotta hurry, you gotta hurry, you gotta hurry.
So if he's coming underneath and I'm standing right here and I get hit, the whole elevator stops, which is good. And the same thing is true if he was taking the elevator up. The trapdoor platform on top of the elevator, if someone's standing on that, also stops the elevator from going up so they don't get smooshed into the ceiling.
It's so cool.
Is it cool?
Yeah. The weight limit's what, 500 pounds? So.
Yeah. 500. You can't go on.
So his grandparents are trying it out right now. As the elevator goes up into the ceiling, it has this bottom plate which completely seals the hole, so it's almost as if the room is more empty after the elevator is gone. And I really like how the walls, the rails of the elevator are tucked up against the wall and not sitting in the middle of the room like the elevator my wife uses. So here, with the elevator coming up, if there was, say, like a dog or a kid or someone on top of the elevator and they press down, it stops the whole thing.
The elevator has a remote control as well, so as long as the door is closed, it can be called down remotely or sent up empty.
All right, Siler, how's having an elevator in your bedroom?
It's amazing. I don't have to call my grandma to get me midnight snacks anymore. I can go get them myself.
And the independence that the elevator brings is pretty priceless.
Yeah.
A huge thanks to MOVA for paying for the elevator and sponsoring this video. And if you need a robot to clean your own house, I will leave a link for the MOVA V70 Ultra Complete down in the video description. And thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.